The graduate address gives us the opportunity to hear from a very distinguished member of our alumni community, and we are very fortunate that the address today will be delivered by Mr. Paul Naismith. Mr. Naismith is a pharmacist and an information technology visionary who's dedicated his career to using technology to improve the ability of pharmacists to care for their patients. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Fred IT Group, which he co-founded in 1991 to develop dispensing software that was faster and easier to use. Under his leadership, Fred has since grown into Australia's largest provider of information technology services dedicated to pharmacy. Mr. Naismith has been a strong advocate of digital health systems that enable Australian health professionals to provide their patients with better care. He's been a key figure in building support for changes that allow health professionals to share information and improve patient outcomes. Mr. Naismith's leadership has culminated in several important achievements, including the 2009 launch of Australia's first national electronics prescription exchange for pharmacy and health script exchange. Mr. Naismith is chair of the board of the Pharmaceutical Defence Limited and APPCO, publisher of the Australian Journal of Pharmacy. He's also a member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Australia and a fellow of the Australian College of Pharmacy. Mr. Naismith was awarded the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Recipient for the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. I have now much pleasure in inviting Mr. Paul Naismith to deliver the graduation address. Thanks, Paul.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the honour of allowing me to address you all today. I wish to acknowledge the people of the Kulin Nations on whose land we are gathered today, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I wish to also acknowledge Deputy Chancellor, Dr. Megan Clark, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President of Global Engagement, Professor Abid Khan, members of the faculty, ladies and gentlemen, and especially the graduates. I remember clearly how I felt all those years ago, many years ago, when, like you, I was about to graduate. I was listening to the graduation speeches, feeling relief and pride at reaching the graduation milestone, but also feeling great excitement about my career ahead. As graduating pharmacists and educators of 2021, you have chosen noble pursuits hailing from long traditions. There is plenty to celebrate and much pleasure and confidence to be taken from that. On my graduation day, I never imagined the choices and pathway that would unfold in my career, and just how satisfying and pleasing those unexpected directions would be. So I'd like to share with you 5 things that I have learned along the way. 5 things that I would have liked to know on graduation day. The first of the 5. For some of you like me, your career path might be a family tradition. My late father was the Director of Pharmacy at the Royal Melbourne Hospital, and my career began there. On my very first day of pharmacy training at the Royal Melbourne Hospital, my alternate career path presented itself. That first night, I went home and said to my father, "Where are the computers in this hospital of yours? Why am I still typing labels using a typewriter?" My father turned to me in great pride and he said, "At least we upgraded them to electric." So I stayed with my love of pharmacy, but started exploring how technology could help. With another graduate colleague of mine and her geeky IT boyfriend, we started by computerising the sterile dispensing processes at the hospital and ended up building a system that all the pharmacists love to use. The most surprising aspect of my career started just there. As well as working as a pharmacist, I could make a difference to the profession by simplifying processes and saving time so the pharmacists could spend time with their patients, getting to know them, understanding their concerns and helping them. So the number one thing I wish my graduating self knew: if you see a way to do things differently or have an idea about something, follow it and just go for it. Trust your instincts and take those risks and opportunities as they come. When I started, I hedged my bets, working as a pharmacist, even buying a pharmacy with my amazing pharmacist wife, Christine, and alongside that, worked to explore how technology could make a difference. But I trusted my instincts that technology could improve day-to-day pharmacy operations. One big improvement I desperately needed was to introduce the moving of paper prescriptions to an electronic format, reducing the safety risk in reading a doctor's writing and then manually keying in hundreds of scripts every day. I knew smart IT could help solve this problem, and I thought to myself, how hard could that be? Yes, well, it has been 15 years, but we have finally connected pharmacists, GPs and patients electronically in a national e-health system via electronic prescriptions. This is the single biggest change that I've seen in my time as a pharmacist, revolutionising safety, patient care and the efficiency of health professionals. So number two, the second thing that came out of that experience for me was that all good things take time. So as well as trusting your instincts, if you have an inkling that you would like to try something different, something new, don't wait around for the right time. Jump in and take your risks while you're young. Your degrees in pharmacy and teaching put you in the enviable position of entering professions with near full employment. You have certainty, a fallback, thanks to your degrees here at one of Australia's finest universities. This brings me to the third thing I wish I'd known on graduation day. Sitting where you are, ready to celebrate, I hadn't realised how much of what educators and pharmacists do is about meeting the challenges that face the communities. During COVID, pharmacists and educators were at the forefront of massive change. Almost overnight, we revised the way we did things. Education moved online and medicines went digital. Both professions problem solved. How do we meet the needs of our communities when socially distanced? How can we tell if our people are doing okay, our colleagues, our students, our patients? How do we make things safer and more resilient? With the recent floods in New South Wales and Queensland, the community came together again to work out how to get life-saving medicines to the patients cut off by the floods. This was only possible because the dislocated GPs, patients and pharmacists were now connected by technology. GPs could prescribe electronically, pharmacists dispensed them electronically, then handed the medicines over to the SES to deliver by boat. It was fantastic teamwork. There's no going back to a pre-computer world, much as my late father would wish, just as there is no going back to a pre-COVID world. What these shifts remind us is that as educators and pharmacy professionals alike, we are involved in the big life-saving work that keep people involved, motivated, connected and alive. Your roles will put you in the forefront of change, dealing with floods, pandemics, bushfires, tough economic times and often heartache. So point 3 then is about making a difference. Some of the most memorable work of your career will be the creative thinking that you do with your communities, be geographic, professional or virtual, to face those challenges and make a difference. I can promise you that this will become a highlight of your professional careers and your life. Building on this is number 4. Your friends and counterparts here at Monash will become part of your professional community, of the alumni that gives back to the future learning of needs of the students and the profession. You can be very proud of graduating here at Monash, ranked number 2 in the world for pharmacy and number 1 in Australia for educators. This does not happen by accident. It requires an amazingly talented team here at Monash and an engaged alumni. So I will say, you must give back. Give back to your profession and to your community. Part of giving back is contributing to the renewal of our industries. Our professions will never stand still. They will always be on the lookout for new ideas to help communities thrive. So, as professionals, it is vital that we keep learning, that we keep exploring, and we keep contributing. Look for those opportunities to foster change and reinvent. Your contribution is how we all grow and transform. The fifth thing that I've learned since graduating, the people around you are everything. As a pharmacist leading a tech company for now over 30 years, I can't write one single line of code. So build an amazing team around you of partners and experts who can help you work. And don't neglect your people skills, the leadership skills to bring the team along with you on your journey. Most of us are already part of an amazing team. The Monash team, your friends and families, your fellow graduates today have all been part of your achievement graduating in these vital professions. Frankly, standing here, looking at you, and some of the biggest smiles I've ever seen in such a long time, my mouth was sore just watching, obviously no mask for a change. But after 2 hard years of dealing with COVID, you are here in person, graduating and ready to celebrate face to face. I'm sure that none of you set out to complete your professional training online, and there's no doubt that you have had to work harder to overcome the challenges of virtual life. It is only fitting that we shout out to the amazing personal supports, your friends, your family, and your fellow students who have had your back and been your lifeline throughout this time. So let me end with a very big thank you to all those that help you achieve this terrific milestone. The academics, the support staff, your fellow students, and most importantly here today at the back of the room, your family and your friends. I'd like to end by wishing you all the best as you head off on this next adventure, 2 vital professions that make such a difference to the lives of so many. I wish you every happiness and success ahead in your professional careers, and thank you.
As I was handing out the testimonies, I could see Paul, and I could see him grinning, and you looked a bit like a graduate there, kind of just, you were so encouraging, I think, of all the students. So I know those words are very heartfelt, and those rules. I can honestly say sometimes you don't remember a lot of the graduation address, but I'm sure the graduates will actually remember those points. Maybe not right now, but they'll come back to them, and they're very good lessons for life. So thank you so much, particularly as someone who, as you said, had an idea on day one, and then 15 years later you've shifted the nation. So fantastic.